Yo, what is good, boys? What is good? What is good? I just got back from the gym and I'm about to do a trade review. What is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? What is up? Okay, so we got the Forex Factory, looking at the Forex Factory today, and we can see that Trump spoke at 10, which did have an effect on the market. I will show you guys in a second. And I completely forgot about it because, first of all, I'm pretty sure that it came out like pretty recent before 10. It came out. Um, Yeah, they announced that Trump was speaking 100 minutes before he spoke, so it was like 8:30 in the morning or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, let's get this trade recap going. So at the we're gonna start with the daily chart because that's kind of how I started my trade off. I'll minimize this window for now, but we gotta go back to that eventually. So last week we had a sort of a rebalance from this drop on Thursday and Friday because like we just dumped completely. So we kind of rebalanced that last week and we were in like kind of no man's land. We were at like all-time highs, but we weren't quite there yet. And there wasn't too much down to below us either. So I was low-key bullish on the day just because the first draw of liquidity that looked in my eyes, obviously all-time highs. There's gonna be big draws right there. And then obviously you move down to the 4 hour time frame, and we have this sort of we have lows here. It's sort of like a liquidity sweep in a way, but like this is just kind of what I saw. I saw like a push down into these old highs. We got a nice push right back above it, and I also you will see later in the video I did take a trade during London session last night because I just couldn't wait till this morning, and I actually ended up losing like $20. Boo hoo, womp womp. Who cares? But it just wasn't like a good trade. But I kind of knew where the market wanted to go because of that trade. I kind of could tell where it was going just because I was up at 2 in the morning. I'm also in Mexico right now, so everything is pushed back an hour. So low key, I had to wake up at 8 today instead of 9:30, which I usually do. Enough of the yapping though. So we have 1 hour time frame. This is the all-time highs, right? This is also last week's highs. We get this break above. Let me turn off all of these just for 1 second. I'm gonna hide all the drops. Okay, so we get this push up. We get a retracement, a push up, a small retracement, a small push up, a big retracement. Notice we're in a range right now. We're just ranging near all time highs. This is a big draws on liquidity. And that one trade that I took, I believe it was on Thursday last week. It was the day before I went on the it was the day before I went on that bus and I took the trade on the iPad. It was the day before that. We were sort of in the same similar market situations like this, just like a range. I don't mind trading ranges either way because I usually trade fair value gaps, retracements into the fair value gap, and then the accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I usually trade the manipulation distribution part. Right now we're kind of in the accumulation phase. There was a manipulation at I think it was like 9:30, right on the dot, and that's kind of how I took my trade today off of the manipulation distribution. But um, I usually just like to take part in the distribution reversals off of any high time frame liquidities, but those typically only happen on days where we get news, especially CPI, uh, anything like that. I think we have some on tomorrow. We have CPI, core CPI. Thursday we have PPI, unemployment claims. And then Friday's a big day. We got UOM, Empire State, retail sales, core retail sales. So we got some good stuff on Friday, Thursday, and Tuesday. But today was like kind of choppy, whatever. And when you get a choppy market like this, I try to trade. I stay away from fair value gaps because, like I said in the last video, fair value gaps are perfect. Inverse fair value gaps are even better when you're trying to catch reversals, continuations, retracements, anything that'll cause a displacement or a distribution up into higher time frame draws on liquidity. That's typically what you actually do want to go for, but in a market like this where you're ranging, I tend to stick to order blocks because I'll show you my strategy, but on a rangy day strategy, my strategy is like on a rangy day is pretty cool. I wait for a fair value gap, and then I'll wait for it to get disrespected into an order block, And then I take the trade off of the order block because I already know that fair value gap stop losses, buy side, sell side, either way. But today, buy side. Stop losses are going to be at the bottom of the fair value gap, which is typically the beginning of an order block. So range days, I love order blocks. I love rejection blocks. I love breakup structures. I love CISDs. All of the above, they're all great. Fair value gaps tend to actually be really bad. And same with breaker blocks. So I actually stay away from those. Um, Even though that's my main strategy. So we have this let me bring the let me put back the drawings on here. But first, we have um okay. I'm also gonna pull up the sessions too. So Asia, sheesh, can't talk. Asia session sweeps previous New York day highs, and then it leaves the highs of Asia session. Price then in London session makes a lower high under Asia's high, and that's typically like perfect draws. Like when you get two sessions that are very relatively close together, but it doesn't sweep the other session, that's like that's liquidity right there. That's just liquidity waiting to be taken, begging to be taken because you got London and Asia highs right there. London sweeps Asia lows, so we already manipulated the lows. So the only thing that has to be manipulated now is the highs or distribute to the highs. But either way, the draws are all on the highs. All the draws of liquidity are on the high. So I'm bullish right now. And then I draw the pre-market. I draw pre-markets lows. I'm gonna take away the equal lows just so that you guys can see this. And I'm also gonna take away Asia session, London lows, and all of that. So this is London right here. This is London highs. That was also my first take profit for my second trade. It was like the third take profit for my first trade, but I got stopped out, and I'll explain that later. Um, so this is Asia. No, this is London. This is Asia, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna distribute to them later today. But I don't have time to sit around and wait for that to happen because it probably won't happen until 2, 3 p.m. So I took my trade. I'm done for the day. We have London lows because Asia lows already got swept. Buy London lows, which is important. So we still have London lows liquidity, but we still have the highs. Um, Pre-market at 6:45 in the morning, right before 7, we get this low. Um, which is internal structure compared to London. It's internal. It's internal. It's not external. So this is just liquidity waiting to be grabbed. It's not like a low that you want to push into. It's a low that you want to catch a reversal off of because it's going to get manipulated. Okay, so this is not like a high time frame draw. This is an internal draw that will push into the opposite direction. So we have pre-market lows, we have pre-market highs. Okay, then at 8:50 and 9:15, right before market opens, we make equal highs right here. We have equal highs. So let me go into replay mode and I will show you exactly what I saw and why I took what I took, okay? So we're going to go into replay mode and hopefully I can remember the trade I took. If not, it'll probably just pop up again because like I know my strategy, so I know what works. So we're in this range. Market opens, boom. We dump. We dump. We dump 30 points. Not that many points, but we within 5 minutes, we make it right back into the range. If you look here, we manipulated the highs, the internal highs. We manipulated those highs on pre-market, but the external highs are still left to be manipulated. And like I told you, I was already bullish on the day. So when I saw this, that kind of confirmed my entry. That confirmed it. And what can I say? I wanted to take a trade off of somewhere in this area coming back into because I already saw the manipulation happening in real time. But I wasn't convinced enough because you have this high and you can see we were ranging in between this high and this low. We were in a range and I don't like to trade a range because it's 50-50, you're gambling. So we go back, we manipulate the low of this pre-market range. The pre-market range is my range that I'm trading. Pre-market range gets manipulated to the downside. We take all buy-side liquidity and then we trade back up into it. So now I'm looking for longs because I already know the only liquidity left is the highs, the high time frames, the highs, pre-market highs, London high, Asia high, all of that. And this was my pre-market. This was my first take profit. No, first take profit was here. Second take profit was at pre-market high. Third take profit was at Asia high. Fourth take profit was at London high. Um, sorry, Asia high was the third and London high. No, London high was the third. Asia was the fourth. Regardless, we get this manipulation leg down, and I drew a fib from the low to the high. And -2 tends to be where reversals happen. And if you push up between 2.5, then you can expect it to go up to -4. Um, and you'll see here, -2 is literally to the tick perfect with London high. So this is my strongest conviction that we're being bullish for the day. Okay. So I'm gonna show you a different time frame now. This is the 15-minute. Now I'm gonna show you the 5-minute. So on the 5-minute, it looked like this. We get a full candle down and a full candle back up. So I'm already sold. I'm already sold on bullish for the day. But that's not my strategy. You already know my strategy. So we have to continue watching price action. Okay. Stay disciplined. You know, we get this. I really kind of could have, should have, would have took a trade off of this fair value gap right here, but I didn't. That literally was the bottom of the move for the day, but it's okay because, like I said, I don't trade fair value. I don't trade fair value gaps when the market is choppy. That's not my style. So I missed it. It's okay. So now we going up to these highs, and the highs get ran through, bro, ran through. But what do you see here? If it's not obvious enough to you yet, I will make it obvious in 1 second. We get fair value gap. What did I tell you about fair value gaps? I don't like trading fair value gaps when we're in a range because they get ran through. There's straight liquidity. It's straight liquidity. So what can you expect under this fair value gap? Stop losses that will fuel a buy side push into the highs. But right under that, you get a break, you get an order block. And funnily enough, I don't really like fair value gaps on a range trade, but we get an inverse fair value gap at the exact same price as the order block. So, am I buying here? Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And we're right under a fair value gap. There's so much buy side liquidity waiting to be taken. So, boom, we get this push down, we get this retracement down, and it looks like it wants to go lower. It really does. You know, I was shitting bricks. I was literally scared. Like I was scared to take this trade because of how like it looked like it was gonna reverse. But I was confident in the strategy. I knew what I was getting into, and we literally caught the bottom of this. I think I don't have the right here. No, that's my London. That's the trade I took during London session. That's not a good trade. Right here. I bought it here. And then I got stopped out into the retracement. I got stopped out during news because I had my stop loss at break even, which you should always do when you're in profit. There's no reason if you're in a winning trade that you should go negative. Always break even. It's better to make no money and lose no money than it is to hope that you will make money and then end up losing money. Even if it runs your full take profit, that's cool. At least you didn't lose money. Okay. So I had my first take profit. My entry was here. I got in at the perfect entry to the tick. To the tick. Stops below the low. I think it was like here. It was at CE of this wick because I don't trust the low because we're ranging. So I'm expecting there to be some. Oh, you feel me? This was my first take profit. I had 3 contracts open, so I took my first take profit here. I think the stop wasn't that low. It must have been like because it was at least a 2 when I took it. So it was like this. That was my trade. And there's no way I took that. I wouldn't have taken that. I know myself. I wouldn't have taken that. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't remember being that negative. It must have been my entry might have been lower, if anything. I could check my files. Let me see. Can you see my screen? Can you see it? If I go full screen, can you see it? I hope you can still hear me too. Audio input capture, mic aux. Okay, okay. So you can hear me, you can see me. Okay, cool. This entry right here, this was my trade for today. This was today. Okay, never mind. I didn't enter there. Oh, wait, that's what I saw. Okay, 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 okay. Bro, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look how beautiful this entry was. The fair value gap barely gets tapped into, right? I took the CE of this wick, which is the halfway point of this wick of this order block, and my entry was right below the CE. We had all of this range liquidity, all of this range liquidity, because you know how the people be trading those patterns, right? So we have all that liquidity, right? We get a push, a sweep, you can say. We sweep all of the buy side liquidity from the fair value gap, which is right there, into the order block. And this is the entry. Boom. Stops. That's why my stop was there. It was there. And then my target was this high. That was the first trade of the day I took. And it was gold. It was gold. It was straight money, bro. I literally caught the bottom of the move. I don't think I had any drawdown. I had a little bit of drawdown, but it's okay. First take profit was hit within 4 minutes. Um, and then news happens, right? So I'll show you exactly what happens. So then we get news, right? So it's 9:59, 10 seconds until news, and I'm still in this trade. I was actually playing Clash Royale. I really wasn't even paying attention. I had moved because I was already 100 in profit. So I moved my stop loss to break even because I wasn't trying to go negative. Hindsight, I should, because news was coming, hindsight, I should have put it below the low, but it's okay. I get stopped out. I get stopped out. And unfortunately, it takes me out of my trade for the day, which hits my second and third take profit. So I would have made way more money. Not way more. I probably would have made like $50 more. I probably would have been like 130 in profit as compared to my $70 in profit. But today was originally a no news Monday, so you can't really complain when you don't have that much volume coming into these markets. Um, Especially when you're positive on the day, like you really can't complain. So it's where do I get stopped at? I think this candle wicks into my stop. Yeah, yeah, I literally get stopped out right here. It was like so foo-foo. It was like if I literally had my stop loss like below the low, I would have still been in the trade. It's really foo-foo, but it's okay. Um, it's like really foo-foo. Yeah, I get stopped out right there. That's that wick, that big wick stopped me out. So then I'm looking for more confirmation that we're gonna go higher to sweep pre-market highs, London highs, Asia highs. London is my biggest draw because it was in line with the -2 Fibonacci level. Um, we get. I told you I don't like trading fair value gaps, but we get a fair value gap, and whatever. Blame me for it. This is my actual strategy is fair value gaps anyway, regardless. So God forbid I use my own strategy, right? It's in line with the 0.68 level. I just don't have it marked out on my fib. So I'm pretty sure I take the trade off of this level. I'm pretty sure. Where did I take my second trade? I can't even remember. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was my entry, I'm pretty sure. Was that 23,742? 23,742? Wait, what? Where was my second entry at? Oh, okay. I see it. My second entry was way up here. I saw that we swept the liquidity here. And the only thing left is London highs. No, sorry, Asia highs. Um, dude, what trade did I take? I'm not even gonna lie. Don't even I can't even find it. Okay. I took the trade into this order block. There was the fair value gap here. I told you what happens on fair value gap days. I know. Okay. So we trade into fair value gaps. They get just straight disrespected. I had my stop loss at the CE of this wick, halfway through the wick. First take profit is Asia, no, London high, which gets hit within 3 minutes. Second take profit was Asia high, right? Mind you. My original trade was down here, and the take profit was all the way up here. That was a 5 risk to reward. I'm only catching 60 points, but who cares on a no news Monday? I don't care if Trump spoke. He wasn't meant to until 100 minutes before, so that doesn't count in my opinion. Um, we could have caught this beautiful trade of 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio if I didn't get stopped out, and I'm not gonna stop saying that because my analysis was right, bro. It was just markets being markets. It's okay. I got two winning trades. Second trade was off of the order block. Um, after it's important. You can't take every order block trade. This is the order block after. No, this is the order block that caused us to sweep pre-market highs. We retrace through the fair value gap, take all the buy side, run into London highs. Okay, that was a 2.78 risk to reward, and we also ran that in 3 minutes. You see how fast these things happen? Like when you hit an order block, I've had a trade like this before too that also hit it in 3 minutes, and it was a pretty hefty trade. It was pretty good. We barely make it into London. Like I literally got edged, and then I had my stop at break even, and you can imagine what happens. It just runs to my break even before dumping. Okay, so this is why I suggest you don't put your stop loss at your stop loss when you're already up because you break even, and it continues to dump. But we're pushing back. There's a bunch of buy side taken. So we're pushing back into these highs. But I'm already done for the day. I already took my trades. But even if I was in this trade, we literally just took it. We literally just took the highs. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, if I'm not making excuses, this is a fact. If I had my stop loss below the previous low, we would have caught this entire move for the whole day. We would have caught the whole move. Okay. Why didn't I catch that? Because my risk management is good. I have good risk management. Okay. So, no, I'm not going to risk all my profit to make more profit. I'd rather just walk away with smaller portions than hope and dream for this big portion and then end up losing it all. Okay. So, you guys just watched it. It just hit my take profit. Now, zoom in is probably going to distribute even higher for the day. It might even distribute to all time highs. Perfect. Okay. So this was the A plus setup. We literally caught the bottom of the move. It distributes 60 points higher. We had 5 points of drawdown. It was a 5 risk to reward if I didn't get stopped out. I did get stopped out, but we caught two small trades instead. Okay? We walk away with profit and we're good. Here is the proof that I took these trades. And I'll see y'all later. All right? Have a good day. God bless. God bless every day. God bless.